Here we are, Cherokee Lake, Bassmaster Elite Series. This was, for me, a very exciting way to start the year. Getting to fish at home, getting to stay in my own bed for the first tournament, and just fishing on Cherokee Lake was pretty cool. During this time of year, this was early February, those smallmouth that I was fishing for, primarily you'd catch a largemouth or spot occasionally. They were, holding in fairly deep water. Most of the fish I caught throughout this event were anywhere from 28 to as deep as about 34 feet were probably the deepest ones I caught. And I caught them, of course, using the technique that everybody uses around here, fishing vertically with a jig head, not a drop shot, for smallmouth, and using a little small, shad-shaped shad imitating soft plastic is what I was doing. One thing you can see I did right there, it didn't work out. I actually don't remember catching a fish doing that in the tournament, but when I would catch one, I would immediately drop my bait back down there. I'd unhook the fish until I caught once I'd caught my fifth one, then of course I couldn't do that. I had to cull before I could put a line back in the water, but that was always something that I would do, is try to get my bait back down there as quick as possible. In the team tournament, a lot of times guys will double, because once you get a school of fish like that going, they'll you can drop right back down and catch them. But most of those fish, like I said, were out in 28 to 34 foot, and you can see them on the graph, and you can see there, like, I raised the rod tip up just a little bit because a fish come up, and you could actually see it bounce when that fish bite. It was pretty cool, because most of your bites were really hard bites. I mean, when they would hit it, you wouldn't think fishing something basically steel that they would hit it that hard. This was my second fish on day two. First one was kind of just a small keeper, but this one here was definitely a much better fish. That you see there, that it was definitely a good quality one, about a 3, maybe a little better than 3 pounds. And that was kind of what you were fishing for a lot there. Just immediately drop back down, catch another one. That's the way it would work for me most mornings. My bite was really good first thing in the morning until about 9:30, and it was kind of like you flipped a light switch. My bite would die off really hard after that. You can actually see my old tricks up there working to keep me in position as I'm fighting this fish. Man, it was such a big key, having that old tricks in this tournament, because you can get right over top of those smallmouth, catch one, fight it, land it, cull, do everything you had to do, re-rig, retie, whatever you need to do, and you're still in the same place. Once I'm done with all this, I can stand right back up and drop my bait right back down to exactly the same place. So all in all, a fun week. Started with a good top 12, and it was just a lot of fun to get to fish at home.